and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be teaching you how to make yet another granny square, and this time it's going to be a moon granny square. And here I have already made a couple of examples in different colors and different sizes, so I already have a reference for this, and this is what we are going to try to replicate and what I'm going to teach you in this video. But other than that, I feel like this is super appropriate for the upcoming autumn and winter season, and it just looks super cute as well, so I'm sure that it will be useful for your creations in case you're trying to or wishing to create something like that. But other than that, as always, I have made sure that my tutorial is as beginner friendly as possible, but if you feel like I'm going too slow or too fast, feel free to adjust the speed of the video, and I'm sure that it will solve the problem if there is any. But now let's jump into it. So here I have all the materials that we will be using, and here I have 3 different colors of cotton yarn, and I have basically 2 shades of blue and 1 in orange, but of course the colors that you want to use are totally up to you. But in terms of yarn, these are the specs that I'm using. So it's 4-ply cotton, and I will also make sure to link this brand below in the description box. Besides that, we will of course need a crochet hook, and I'm using 3.5mm one, and of course we will also need scissors. But now let's get started. So first I will be starting with this lighter blue shade that I have here. And the first step for us is to create a magic ring. So if you are not familiar with magic ring, I will just teach you the method that I'm using. So basically grab the piece of yarn that you have and tie it around your fingers like this to establish an X shape. Then grab your crochet hook and go underneath the first piece of yarn to grab the second piece. So grab it with your hook and pull it through, and this kind of establishes a loop on your hook. And then to kind of make it secure, you basically have to yarn over and pull it through, which will count as our first chain. So as you can see, we have established a bit more secure chain than it was. And now basically we have to chain 2 more, so 1 and 2, and this counts as our first chain of 3. And now we can proceed further, and the next step for us will be to create 17 double crochets into this magic ring. So to do a double crochet, you have to yarn over and then go through the ring here, grab some yarn and pull it through, and this establishes 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over again, pull through first 2, and you have 2 loops on your hook, and then pull through the remaining 2 like this, and that counts as 1 double crochet. Then basically just repeat the process to create 17 in total. So this is 2 double crochets, and just repeat, yarn over, go through the ring, grab some yarn and pull it through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2 like this. So just repeat the process until you have reached and made 17 double crochets into the ring. Important thing to note about magic ring is that all of your stitches have to be made within these 2 loops. So it's very important that whenever you are making stitch, that it is covering both of the loops here. And if you feel like you're running out of space, you can easily just pull this ring like that, and you will make sure that you have enough space to do that. So just keep that in mind as you are doing all of these stitches. So here I have made all 17 double crochets, as well as we have the chain of 3 that we did in the very beginning. And now we can basically close the ring to establish a nice circular shape. And to do that, you just have to pull this loose piece of yarn that you have here. And by pulling it, you can see that your circle and ring is closing, and you have established a nice smooth shape. So now what we have to do is that we have to connect it with the beginning of this round, and we will do that by doing it here in the first stitch that we have here, like that. So just going through it, and we will be doing a slip stitch. So as you go through, grab the yarn and pull it through, so you have 2 loops on your hook, and then basically pull the second loop through the first one, and you have connected it like this. And now what you have to do is that you have to count stitches that you have, and in total you have to have 18, and this includes the first one here as well as the last one that we have here. So just count that to make sure that you have 18. And once that's done, you just chain 1, pull the loop a little bit longer, and then you can cut it off with your scissors like this, and just tighten it by pulling to make sure that this knot here and the closing part is very secure, like that. And as you can see, we have here quite a bit of a hole, so we can also tighten that by pulling this yarn even more. And as you can see, we have closed it now. So now we are going to use this orange color, and I will be using that for creating the moon shape. But first, for us, we just have to create a slip knot, and to do that, I'm grabbing the yarn, twisting it like this, and pulling some yarn through the loop to establish a loop, basically. And this will be our slip knot. But to attach it, we will just grab our first round that we did, and when we created this nice ring. So we will be going a random stitch here, and then putting this loop on our hook. And as we put it on our hook, we can see that it's very, very loose. So we are just tightening it to make sure that it fits the crochet hook size, and then just pulling it through. So this is our first stitch that we will start doing. And for the first stitch here, we are just chaining 1 like this. Now we can move forward to the next stitch, and in the next one we are doing a single crochet. So for single crochet, we are just going through the stitch, grabbing yarn and pulling it through to have 2 loops on our hook, then yarning over and pulling through both of them like that. Also, important thing to note is that as we are doing these stitches, we can also weave in already this loose piece of yarn that we have here. So whenever we are doing stitches now, we will just make sure to hide it as we go. And let's proceed further with the next stitch. And in the next space, we will be doing 2 half double crochets into the same space. So to do a half double crochet, yarn over, go through the next stitch like this, then pull some yarn and pull it through to have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through all 3 of them like this. So that's 1, and now another one. So we have 2 in the same space like this. Now we are proceeding further with the next stitch, and in the next one we are doing 1 half double crochet together with 2 double crochets. So that's 1 half double crochet, and for double crochet the process is very similar. Yarn over, go through the stitch, pull some yarn, so you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet, and just adding 1 more like this. Now moving to the next stitch, we are doing 1 double crochet like that, followed by 2 triple crochets. So for a triple crochet, yarn over twice like this, then go through the stitch to pull some yarn through to have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through remaining 2. So that's 1, and just another one like that. In the next 2 stitches we will be doing 3 triple crochets in each. So going through the next stitch here and doing 3 triple crochet stitches into one. So this is one, and adding 2 more. 2, and just 1 more left. Like this, and just repeating the same thing into the next stitch. So 3 triple crochets also in there, like this. So here actually we already completed half of the moon, so everything starting from this side is going to repeat all of the stitches that we had on that side. So we are already kind of past middle, and in the following stitch, therefore we are just repeating what we did here before in a mirror effect. So in the following stitch it's 2 triple crochets together with 1 double crochet. Then in the next stitch 2 double crochets together with 1/2 double crochet, and then in the next one we are just adding 2 half double crochets together in one. So that's 1 and 2, like this. And then in the next one it's 1 single crochet in one, like that. And in the following stitch we are just doing a slip knot, like this. So we have completed our moon shape, and now just to finish off this round we are going to chain 1, pull the loop a little bit looser, then grabbing our scissors and cutting it off like this, and then just tightening it by pulling this piece of yarn like that. And here we have established our moon shape like that. So at this point we actually have 32 stitches in total, and this includes 24 stitches of the orange and 8 stitches here of the blue. And 8 stitches of this blue also includes the first chain that we did in the beginning, as well as the last slip stitch. But now let's proceed further, and now our next step is to create a square shape. And again, I will be using this lighter shade of blue that we used in the very beginning here. And the first step for us is to actually connect this color to the piece that we have already. And I will just be starting by creating a slip knot like this, and then going through the round shape that we have already. Important thing to note here, or useful thing, is that basically you can start wherever you want, because this is a round shape, so it won't change much. It's just up to you and your preference how you want your moon to look. You want it either like this or that, so it kind of depends where you're putting the corners, because later on it will affect how your granny square has to be shaped. However, I will be starting here from the first stitch that we have here right before the moon. So just going through it with my hook, putting the loop on the hook as well, and tightening the loop to make sure that it fits the size that we have, and just pulling the yarn like that, and then actually pulling the loop through the stitch that we have there, and then just chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And basically from here we will start to create our first corner. So in the corner, together with this chain of 4, we will be adding 1 triple crochet like that. And then we can proceed further with the next stitch, and the next one that we have here, this is actually our chain of 1 that we did in the very beginning. So we are kind of going to go through the same stitch together with the orange yarn, and also going to do the 1 triple crochet like that. And then we can proceed with the next stitch. And in the following stitches we will actually be doing only double crochets until we have made 8 stitches in total. So just count as you go, because so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and once you have finished 8, I will meet you back again, because that's where we are going to change for the following corner. So here I have made 8 stitches in total, so now we are proceeding with the 9th one, And for the 9th, we are going to do one triple crochet into the following stitch like this. And now we have basically reached the corner. So in the corner again we have 2 triple crochets into the same space. So this is one, and just adding another one into the same space like this. And once that's done, chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3 like this, and then adding 2 more triple crochets into the same space. So that's 1 and 2. So here we have created the first corner. And easy way how to count all the stitches that need to be made is basically that on each side you have to have 11 stitches in total. So if we count this side, we will have 11 here. And now just repeating the same thing on this side as well. So in the following stitch after corner, we are doing 1 additional triple crochet. And then after that, we are just doing double crochets until we reach 1 stitch before the corner part, like that. So this is 8 stitches. Now we have reached the following corner, so doing 1 triple crochet in there. And then for the corner we have 2 triple crochets into the same space. So that's 1 and 2. And it's half of the corner, so then chaining 3 like that, and then again adding 2 more triple crochets into the same space like that. So now we have completed the next corner, and just doing the same thing by adding the same amount of stitches also on this side. So for the first stitch right after the corner, we are doing 1 triple crochet again, just alone, and then doing double crochets. So basically it's 5 double crochets in a row. So basically just repeat the process all around to create a square shape, and I will meet you back again right before completing the final corner. And here I can see that this is the last stitch where we actually did slip stitch. So in that one, just remember to go into the blue first round that we did and do a double crochet in there, just for your awareness. So here I am just about to finish this round, and we just have 1 last stitch to left, as well as we have to complete this corner. So in the last stitch here we are doing 1 triple crochet, just as we did before all the time when we were just about to reach the corner, like that. And then we can proceed with the following stitch where we are actually doing stitches together with the ones that we already have there. So it's 2 triple crochets into that same space. So that's 1 and another one like that. And once that's done, just chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3. And now we can connect this round by doing a slip stitch, and we will be doing slip stitch on top of this first triple crochet that we created right after the chain of 4. So going through this stitch there, grabbing yarn to have 2 loops, and then pulling this loop through the first loop that we had, like that. And then once that's done, we are just chaining 1, pulling the loop looser and grabbing our scissors so we can cut it off, and tighten it by pulling it here like that. So what we have done so far is that we have established a square shape, and now in total we have 44 stitches all around. And if you want to measure how big this square is, at the moment it is 6.5 centimeters, and I would actually say that it's very small, but if you want, you can go with it as it is. Otherwise, I would suggest adding another round, and if you wish, you can either change the color to add a little bit more spice to the square, or otherwise you can just use the existing color and add another round. So let's do that, and I will actually be using this a little bit darker blue shade for adding a border for this square. To start adding border to the square, we first have to attach the yarn, and we can do it from random chain or stitch from our corner. It kind of doesn't matter at all, and it's also up to you how you want to attach this yarn. So what you can do is you can follow the process that I did before, or you can also do an easy way, or a little bit easier way perhaps, is just going through the stitch, pulling the yarn through, and then just creating a knot here, literally by tying it together and creating a knot. So it also kind of establishes a secure space for us to start doing stitches. And then just going through the stitch there, grabbing the yarn to have a loop, and chaining to 1 and 2, and we are ready to go. So for this border, it's very easy because we will just be doing double crochets all around by going into every single stitch that we have here, and doing double crochet stitches on top of all of them, like that. And then once you have reached the corner, we are going to follow the same pattern as we did before. So we are going to do 2 double crochets into this gap that we have here in the corner. So that's 1, and adding 1 more like this. So that's half of the corner, and then chaining 3 again, 1, 2, and 3, and then again adding 2 more double crochets into the same space. So that's 1, and adding 1 more like that. And once we have done that, we can proceed with doing double crochets also on this side, and just going through every single stitch that we have here, and just repeat the process all the way around until you have completed this border piece for the moon square. And I will meet you back again once we are connecting this round together. So here I have almost finished all stitches around, and we just have the final double crochet here in the last stitch. And now we can just connect the round by doing a slip stitch again. So just going through the first stitch that we had in the very beginning and doing a slip stitch there just as we did before, and then chaining 1, pulling the loop looser, and again grabbing scissors to cut the yarn off, and as we have done that, just tightening it like that. So we have now finalized our square, and this is how it looks. It's super cute, super pretty. And also for your awareness, if you are interested into counting stitches to figure out how many there are. So with this round we actually have 60 stitches in total. And if you're curious about the size, so now by using the yarn that I had on hook, it's just about 9 centimeters. So if you feel like it's still too small, you are more than welcome to just repeat the last round that we did and add an extra one to create the square a little bit bigger. Otherwise, if you're happy with the size, keep on making more squares like this. So if you wish, feel free to create multiple squares in different colors. Colors are totally up to you, as well as the yarn and the yarn size and the hook size that you want to use. And as you have created multiple squares, you can easily connect them by using a slip stitch, and in that way you can create a lot of super nice crochet creations such as cardigans, tops, tote bags, scarves, whatever. It's totally up to you. And also, as I just mentioned, feel free to use different colors or types of yarn. So here I have used 8-ply cotton, which requires 5mm crochet hook, so this is definitely bigger. And if I measure it, it's almost 13 centimeters. So feel free to adjust it however it works for you the best. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see your creations. And also, if you want, you can easily adjust how your moon is shaped by doing the doing the third round starting from a different point, because it kind of determines how it's going to, like, what's the angle of it. So that's also totally up to you. But yeah, feel free to create multiple ones, and I'm super interested to see what you're going to create from them. Thanks for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it's going to be useful for you in case you are going to try to make moon granny squares. And if you did like it, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!